imaginative, creative work in the student art show. And I can say the same about the wonderful poetry that was just read. This is the dance part of our evening of the celebration of the arts. And my daughter is here tonight. In 79, right? And I have a grandson who graduated in 2005. Okay. You know, all of this art and creativity isn't just about learning a particular discipline. Art forces us to look inside our hearts and our souls and learn so much about ourselves and the world we live in. And this is the last Pingree Dance concert for the seniors, and it happens to be my last one as well. And I'm going to leave the school with the knowledge that art is strong here, and the art department will go on even better than ever, and that makes me extremely happy. This evening, I'm really excited and delighted to welcome. We have a guest artiste who graduated in 2002, and she is currently a medical student, and her name is Megan Fenari, and she is the daughter of our esteemed science teacher, Michael Fenari. And I'm going to, she has choreographed a dance about the heart, and that is appropriate for tonight. So I'm going to introduce her and let her come out and tell you a little about what inspired this dance. Megan, where are you?
I was in Pingree, I graduated in 2002, and my junior year I decided I wanted to do an independent study in dance, because I actually had started taking dance with Miss J when I was probably maybe 4 or 5. My dad's been at Pingree for a while, and he would take me along sometimes, and I'd go to her dance classes when I got bored with the science classes. And I would go and watch and be so fascinated by the movements and the creative ideas that Miss J had, and I continued in her classes when I was here. And then this independent study, I merged my, I love science as well. I said bored, but I really wasn't bored. I just didn't quite understand the bigger ideas he was teaching at the time. But once I got to understand them and merge them with creative movement ideas, I worked with this idea of how do we take science and how do we take dance and create something combining both and engaging two different audiences. So not just scientists, not just dancers, but bring everyone together. So it was a dance about AIDS, HIV, and I tried to illustrate the molecular components and the social components on stage. And she supported me through that whole process. It was a 10 or 15-minute dance, and she encouraged it, and it worked out really well, actually. And that was a long time ago. And this year, actually, I was in medical school, and second year, we had this talent show, and people were talking about how can we do a dance about ions and the heart. And I had this flash of a moment when I thought about Miss J and myself and working on this AIDS HIV dance. And I felt that excitement of Miss J encouraging me to, use the movements of Pilobolus, this group that takes very strong people and puts them together in structures and creates these magnificent body structures on stage, and that was my inspiration for a lot of my work, and she introduced me to them. And so I continued with that theme, and she also introduced me to the idea of, can you engage athletes, especially boys who have never danced before, in interpretive movement? And what happens when you do that? And she's successful at it. I don't know if you noticed, but there are some shining stars that come off the athletic field into her dance studio, and just, wow. So I took that idea, and I picked 5 very athletic boys who had no dance experience and a bunch of girls who had a lot of dance experience, and created an exciting, entertaining, engaging, hopefully, experience for you all. It's about the heart, it's about conduction and contraction, it's about EKGs, it's about things you've probably all heard about. And if you have a student in any science classes here at Pingree, we talk about the heart today, But I want to close this by saying thank you to Miss J. You've made a big difference in my life. I'm in medical school and all I think about is science, and yet I'm still distracted by this idea of modern dance and spend a lot of time thinking about it and perfecting it. So thank you. You've changed the lives of many students here. Your presence will be missed, and we're going to open the show with action potential, and that's what happens when muscle cells contract. So enjoy